when it comes to these type of situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was the Remembrance Day yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched this video where the girl yells out "Free Gaza"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of like the moment of silence,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know, mans are cussing her. Like, some mans are like, hey, ma'am, like, geez, golly, like, relax. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some people that are like passionate, like, hey, go back where you came from.
Oh
You
wow.
know, I'm not
Off
trying to do the
off
accent,
rip.
but like the heaviest,
Just off rip. Just like go
you
back where you
know,
came from.
and even though we don't know where they came from,
Mm-hmm.
and you
That
know,
part.
I read the comments, and then some people are like, you have like a lot of people saying, yeah, there's a time, there's a time like this when there's a genocide going on. There's a time for things need to be heard. People need to be heard.
Mm.
Right.
Things need to be heard. And like, my question is like, I might sound maybe selfish of me or something like that, but like, is there a time to not bring things like that up? Like,
Yes.
I know they say there's a lot of time for everything, but like, is there like a moral compass for people to be like, not right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is. I mean, it's the same way when Black Lives Matter, and then someone interjected and said, "All lives matter." Oh, oh, oh! Excuse me. It's not your time, right? Yeah. There is a time and a place for everything. So in this moment, we are recognizing those who served the country here in Canada for war, what they did during whatever time, era, whatever, whatever. I'm not going to go into the history of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a practice that is done here. That is what we do in this country. So if all you have to do is be quiet for 2 minutes, one time in the year, that is all that's being asked of you. One time of the year, 2 minutes, silence.
That is actually funny.
And
Being quiet for the one time of the
it's
year.
for the grand
That's
scheme of
it.
things. Yeah.
Let the trumpet go off.
You let the trumpet play.
Yeah.
Let the whole.
I I just didn't know like I don't know how, like I don't understand, like it's just very tough for me to just hear and see, and it's like I know there's a time for everything, but then I feel like it could backfire. It's like, then what stops me from saying all lives matter when it was Black Lives Matter? Hey, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the, I think what it is more so acknowledging what is happening. As much as we acknowledge what is happening in a current time, if we keep sitting there and thinking about it, we will not progress.
Okay. That's the. Like it's the equivalent of kicking the can down the road. Like,
Yeah.
because if you,
Okay.
I guess in a way, if you're like, okay, this is not the time for it. When is the time for it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you blink your eyes, and then 50 years
Why?
pass by.
Why did you do that voice?
Well, oh,
Well, I don't know. How
no,
about
no, it's just yeah, like
And I mean, like, even if you think of it from an individual perspective, if you had a problem and a conflict in your life, in your personal life, and you sat and stewed on it, your everyday still exists. Your obligations, your responsibilities, the things, your self care, those things still are needed of you
right,
for you to
okay?
operate. If you sat
Yeah.
in that conflict and just continue to swallow in that conflict, everything else is going to get neglected. And then that's going to be a bigger problem in the long run.
right, yeah,
So it's like, as much as we acknowledge, okay, you acknowledge that there's a conflict, you acknowledge that there are things that need to be done. Yes, we understand that this situation is ongoing as we speak. It's been going on for quite some time.
from a
Quite
while
some
now.
time.
Yeah,
And I am
So,
outraged. I am not okay.
right? But the thing is, it's like, okay, we understand that it's there, but we still need to continue recognizing all the other things that we have in our lives as well, and then come back to that conflict when we have a better solution for it.
right.
But we can't neglect everything else too.
Well, yeah, I guess I guess so.
And just break down what was happening in the clip too. Like the one particular thing that stood out to me was like
Baby, everything about that clip was a whole oxymoron.
the
It was an oxymoron.
the whole clip.
The whole
Oxymoron.
clip, the whole thing was irony and oxymorons all together.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
because how are you
You know
gonna be? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because the way if I say, oh wow,
I never understood how people just automatically just assume because you're against something you're not from that same country. Like if I'm from Canada and I say I don't like certain things in Canada, someone will message or someone say, "Well, go back to wherever you came from." I mean, I
that's
was
not
born here.
really yeah.
I mean,
right?
I
As
was
if I
born
wasn't
here.
born here or
I was born
generationally
here,
here.
and more times, a lot of people that say that they weren't born here,
Yeah,
they just stayed here longer.
yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I was actually born here. You got your citizenship maybe when I was born. So,
Mm.
how do we go about this? I mean,
Hmm.
like, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? And, I feel like some countries can be wrong on certain things. Yes, I get it. There's a time for everything. I understand that.
Hmm.
But, like, that whole get out of the country thing is kind of weird because
That's yeah.
let's be honest. If when they say to black people get out of the country, and if we all just said okay,
I'm telling you right
like
now, they
if
won't
all
let
the
us leave.
immigrants just said okay and left, oh my goodness,
They
you want to
would.
see certain things plummet? Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with all these salts? What are we gonna do with all these seasonings, man?
No, no.
Or
Now what are we gonna do with the
if there was an
seasonings?
argument of going back where you came from, and you found out where you actually came from, if there's any scientific way to say it, like, oh, you're actually not even from Canada. You are from here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What would happen then if everybody just went back to where they came from?
Nah, I don't. I don't think. I don't think Mandem and Galdem are allowed to leave like that. I think no. If everyone just collectively just went, you know what? We're all just gonna leave. Oh, you're gonna see some weird stuff. I'm telling you guys.
We see what happened in Florida. You see what happened in Florida when some of those mans and then like strawberry certain things just was going through hell like in sales and stuff because they couldn't mass produce as much as they could allegedly.
Wait.
You know
So
what I mean?
wait. Sorry. Just to repeat it because I think you were bringing up. So in Florida, like who left exactly?
Basically, some immigrants. I think it was like Spanish, like Mexican and Latin,
Mexican,
Latinx. I
like
think it was.
Latins. Okay. Yeah.
And then because of that whole bill that they passed,
They
and
can't
then
produce work.
some of them actually had to leave. But then what happened is like, the jobs that they were running or like, they decided to get into, they needed people to do it. It wasn't being done as fast. It wasn't being done as good. It
Right.
wasn't being done with you know what I mean? You know, some mans would be like, they're too like, I want to take a break. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a
Right.
lot of things that were just, it just threw everything off. You know what I mean? And people don't think about those type of things.
Right. Right. Right.
If all the Jamaicans leave, what are you gonna do with the music? What are you gonna come back and take it? Like,
That wow.
what are you gonna do if Vinci decides to leave? Huh? What's life without Pilau? You know?
Not with Palau.
If
Like, what's
wait,
gonna happen? What's gonna happen, huh?
There'd be
if
a lot of
If people
things.
just
A lot of things. Embassy issues. That's for sure.
that's yeah.
and imagine if they said, yeah, just come back with welcome open arms. Oh, you learned the skill in Canada? You can use it here. Imagine if that was the case.
Ooh, see, you spoke it, and it's on wax now. You spoke it.
Huh? Huh?
Like, oh, you were a doctor here. Oh, okay. You were a carpenter. Okay. You were a librarian.
Some
Okay.
places would get developed way faster.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? And then they're gonna say,
faster.
no, you are born Canadian. Come back.
See, you see.
You are born American. Come back. You are proud to be an American, right?
Yes. But
Come back.
to the viewers, the reason why we're speaking about this is simply because of that whole situation. So to really break down what the situation was, during November 11th, which is our Remembrance Day towards the veterans who had sacrificed their lives during the war.
Yeah.
There was a moment down, I think, by Nathan Phillips Square, which is
The
downtown
moment of
Toronto.
silence.
Wow, right there too.
And a moment of silence was asked for 2 minutes. What happened was a woman had screamed out, "Free Gaza,"
Right.
during this peaceful silence. And in this, don't know what her actual background is, but
Right.
from what I see, she appears to be a white woman. May not be. She could be Middle Eastern. She could be from any of the regions that she had spoken about, but could not tell based on what her background is. Let's just say.
Right.
So she's ambiguous. In saying that, when she said that, an Asian gentleman with a very strong accent, very strong, decided to respond to her and tell her to shush and tell her that this is not the time and place for this, while wearing what was the flag?
So either
Lovely.
it's Ontario's flag or the Union Jack, the one
Union
in
Jack
England.
flag. So
Yeah.
with that hanging around his caped around him, and was basically barking at her during this silence while telling her to be quiet. He was making the most noise and saying time and place. While he's getting hype, someone was holding him back. A black man, might I add.
Okay.
A black man was holding him back and trying to de-escalate the situation. And his fury. Look at that. Black people actually saving. Wow, we're not violent after all.
That's
Okay, especially here in Canada. And the white gentlemen who were also here engaging were just sitting on the side doing commentary.
that's it. Just
Commentary of this whole situation.
wow.
So, the oxymoron in this whole thing. When it comes to Canada, please, we don't really play by any of those stereotypes. Literally.
Yeah.
I just want that to be known.
That like she just described the whole like movie there. That's a whole like it's like wait what? Who
I
you
don't
thought
know.
was gonna do what? It didn't happen that
Yeah.
way.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
So,
You ever thought about leaving Canada though? You ever thought about
yes.
like
Yes.
going to
and
go
yes.
somewhere else?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Like leaving Ontario or
Yeah.
leaving
Ooh.
Canada?
No,
Canada.
Canada. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whether it's going back to St. Vincent, whether it's going to the States, whether it's like seeing how South America is. Listen.
Oh, you consider South America?
Yes.
What would be the reason for you leaving? What would be your reason? Like just
The
Just
opportunities here are weird.
Honestly.
The pay is so low.
Yeah. I would invest other places. Especially being that I was born in St. Vincent. I would love to just go back and actually get in touch with my roots. And see how like St. Vincent's development is. Plus the pace is a lot slower in the Caribbean. St. Vincent is quite a developed country. A lot of people may not know. Same with Barbados. Both very developed countries.
Yeah, there's.
They're no different than Canada, honestly.
do you ever feel like because you live in a life so fast paced, if you go into a slow pace, it's gonna be like, oh, what am I supposed to do?
No,
I'm not used to stopping.
not at all.
Yo.
Oh.
Everything about here in Canada, well, the times that I've been to the islands, everything that I've learned here in Canada when going down there, when you apply it, you actually get so much done.
Okay.
So much done. And because you have the ability to leisure the way that you can, that's why you can get so much done. Plus, what is a plus is that the weather allows you to do it all year round.
That's the weather, man. I remember last time I was there, which was a while ago. I thought like, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna be so bored and everything, but nah. It's like the minute the plane landed, it was like I told my professor this and my classmates. It was like something was just lifted off my shoulders, and then time. I wouldn't say time went slow that week, but I know something was wrong when got on the plane and was landing back.
And you felt it
that
back.
weight went immediately back on. I was like, ooh, okay, this is
Yep.
something's wrong here.
Yep.
Something's very wrong here because
Yeah.
like I can feel it, right? I was gonna consider like in the States, like New York and stuff like that. Yes, I know New York is overcrowded. Boo hoo, it doesn't matter. And I'll be caught up in Brooklyn somewhere, right? Because the Caribbean roots is good there, and Queens too. But not just in terms of like if I lean into like media stuff, because the media outlets is like the
better.
biggest in the game, right? But then I thought of a quote that someone told Z before was just like, you have to make you can make American money. You'll make more, but then you gotta save like a third of that in case you get sick, because that's your hospital bill right away. And you gotta save a third of that because you have to pay for your insurance. You have to work for your insurance, right? So really, yes, you're making more money, but kind of not really. It's like
That's what you have to pay out.
yeah, it's like it's very up in the air, right? But
I always thought you could catch a flight though, and just
Like,
catch a flight back to Toronto.
like New York is
I don't know what
New York's only like an
sickness,
hour and a half away. So
it depends on
Yeah.
what your insurance is too, right?
yeah,
If your insurance gives you coverage even in America, then you're good. But if you're
Yo,
if you're with Allstate, I think Allstate's like
yeah.
you know what's funny?
They're good,
When
man.
I heard like some of the phone lines, it's like U.S. and Canada. They just consider Canada like a state. They're just like, yo, this is the phone price here. Just put Canada on that too. We don't even, because I swear Canada has the highest phone charges when it comes to like, phone plans. Like ours is just the highest for no reason.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
There's no
Yes.
explanation for it. It's just high.
Yeah, you could pay for like a whole monthly fee in the States for like $25.
that's
And
what
get data
and
Like,
get
Boost
data.
unlimited data sometimes.
Yeah,
Boost
like-
mobile and then something there.
for like
Jeez, man.
$25.
Oh,
I
wait,
didn't-
sorry, I didn't finish the quote. Oh, sorry, yeah, and then so yeah, you go to the States, you make more, blah blah. You come to Canada, you make way less. The healthcare is free for the time being.
Healthcare's free, but it's no. I can't even say healthcare's free. I would say it's prepaid. In a sense. You pay
Prepaid,
through
yeah,
taxes, right?
yeah. The
You pay through your
taxes,
taxes.
yeah, like the taxes way
Is it the
higher.
best healthcare as it was before? No, but it's prepaid. I
Yeah.
would say that because you have to pay through the taxes.
Right, yeah. So like there's that aspect. You do pay for insurance here, but the work to employee pays like is lower, right? But then I think you mentioned one day, it's with work from home being a thing, it's like why not
You can
just
live
stay
anywhere.
here, hook up with an American company because that's what a lot of people do, and just do it that way. So you get the best of both worlds, right? That's the
guess.
goal, man.
Hmm.
Some people once work from home hit since I guess the big spike 2020. But there's work from home has always been a thing, but like obviously COVID
Yes.
amped it up, right?
Yeah.